Welcome back, everyone. The Parkers was more than just a sitcom. It was a cultural heartbeat, a weekly comfort full of laughter, love, and relatable family chaos. But behind those big laughs were some deeply human stories, some of them ending far too soon. Today, we honor 12 incredible actors who once lit up the world of the Parkers, but are sadly no longer with us. Their lives remind us how fragile even the brightest stars can be, and why their work deserves to be remembered. Stay with us to the end. You might be surprised by how these stories unfolded behind the cameras. Yvette Wilson as Andell Wilkerson. Yvette Renee Wilson was born on March 6, 1964. She was 35 when she stepped into the role of Andell Wilkerson, the wise, quick-witted best friend of Nicky Parker, who ran the local diner like a queen. Fans loved her for her warm, no-nonsense style, and her comedic timing was flawless. Before the Parkers, she'd already shined in Friday and House Party 3, showing off that same easygoing charisma. Behind the laughter, though, Yvette faced a heartbreaking battle. After the show ended in 2004, she struggled to find steady work and began suffering from severe kidney disease that left her dependent on dialysis. Before she could fully recover, cervical cancer came crashing into her life and spread aggressively. Medical bills overwhelmed her, despite her marriage to music producer Jerome Harry. Once a place of peace, even that relationship was pushed to its limits. With help from friends, she tried to raise funds for treatment, but it was a losing battle. On June 14, 2012, at only 48 years old, Yvette Wilson passed away. Her estimated net worth was around $150,000, a humbling number for someone who brought joy to millions. Her legacy lives on, not only for the big laughs, but for a bravery that never made the headlines. Lamont Bentley as Hakeem Campbell. Lamont Bentley was born on October 25, 1973, just outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was 26 years old when the Parkers brought him back as Hakeem Campbell, a role he'd made famous on Moshe, the funny, fast-talking friend everyone rooted for. Hakeem was the kind of guy you'd want in your corner, and Lamont made him feel real. Long before the Parkers, Lamont had started in South Central, giving him a breakout that should have launched a lifelong career. Instead, fate had other plans. On January 19, 2005, at only 31, Lamont was involved in a devastating highway accident in California. His car crashed, throwing him from the vehicle. He didn't survive. His sudden death shocked fans and colleagues alike. In those brief years, his net worth was estimated near $400,000, but no sum could measure what he brought to people who saw themselves in Hakeem. Funny, loyal, and hopeful even in hard times. Thomas McCall Ford as Mel Parker. Thomas McCall Ford was born on September 5, 1964 in Los Angeles, California. By 35, he stepped into the Parkers as Mel Parker, Nicky's ex-husband and Kim's father, a character who had to balance pride, regret, and a bit of gentle charm. Fans knew Thomas long before that, especially from his role as Tommy on Martin, 1992 to 1997, and he was a respected stage performer as well. After the Parkers, Ford kept busy, touring in stage plays, publishing motivational books, and founding a non-profit for youth. But behind that inspiring energy were personal struggles, including a painful divorce in 2014 and financial stress from stalled projects. Tragically, Thomas developed a ruptured abdominal aneurysm, an emergency that took him on October 12, 2016, at 52. Friends remembered how he had been dealing with chronic pain for months before that final day. At the time of his passing, his estimated net worth was around $2 million. Beyond the money, Thomas Michael Ford left behind a powerful reminder: helping others is a legacy that never truly fades. Suzanne Douglas as Jerry Peterson. Suzanne Douglas was born on April 12, 1957, in Chicago. She was 37 when she guest-starred as Jerry Peterson, a poised, confident, and wise mother figure who showed Nikki how to stand strong. Suzanne's elegance on screen was no accident. She had made her name in Tap opposite Gregory Hines and The Parent 1995 to 1999, as a beloved sitcom mom. She was married to neuroradiologist Roy Jonathan Cobb, raising a daughter while balancing a demanding acting schedule. Sadly, in 2021, she was diagnosed with cancer. After fighting courageously, Suzanne passed away on July 6, 2021, at 64. Her net worth at the time was estimated at $1 million, a modest sum for a performer of her caliber. Those who worked with her remember a graceful woman, both on and off the set, one who never settled for less than excellence, and who inspired younger performers to chase their dreams no matter the obstacles. Estelle Harris, as Miss Agnes. Estelle Harris, born April 22, 1928, in New York City, was 71 years old when she made a memorable cameo as Miss Agnes in The Parkers. Her trademark shrill yet lovable style, immortalized as Estelle Costanza on Seinfeld, was instantly recognizable. She also famously voiced Mrs. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise, cementing her place in pop culture history. Estelle spent nearly 7 decades making audiences laugh, and yet her private life was much quieter. Married to Cy Harris for nearly 70 years, she outlived him after his passing in 2021, leaving her heartbroken. By the time she reached her 90s, Estelle's memory began to slip, and she retreated to a peaceful life in Palm Desert, California. She passed away naturally on April 2, 2022, just shy of her 94th birthday. Her net worth at the time was about $5 million, mostly from voiceover royalties and residuals. Estelle left us with proof that even a single voice can echo across generations. Nancy Wilson, as Aunt Rita. Nancy Wilson was born February 20, 1937, in Chillicothe, Ohio. When she guest-starred on The Parkers as Aunt Rita at age 64, fans immediately recognized the graceful poise of a jazz legend. Nancy had already won multiple Grammys for songs like How Glad I Am and Guess Who I Saw Today, a soulful artist who turned storytelling into an art form. Her personal life was bittersweet. A divorce in 1970 left her raising 3 children alone, and though she remarried to Reverend Wiley Burton, tragedy struck again when he died of kidney cancer in 2008. In her later years, Nancy suffered from lung disease, which she battled bravely while living in California's high desert. Nancy Wilson passed away on December 13, 2018, at 81. Her net worth was estimated at $15 million, thanks to a lifetime of music, touring, and loyal fans. Though her television work was brief, her voice will live on in countless hearts around the world. Isabel Sanford as Evelyn Nana Smith. Born on August 29, 1917 in Harlem, Isabel Sanford was a true pioneer. At 84, she appeared in The Parkers in 2001 as Evelyn Nana Smith, Kim's wise, no-nonsense grandmother, a small but heartfelt tribute to her incredible legacy. Best known as Louise Wheezy Jefferson on All in the Family and The Jeffersons, Isabel broke barriers by becoming the first African-American woman to win the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a comedy series in 1981. But her personal story had thorns. A difficult marriage to William Richmond ended after years of betrayal, leaving her to raise 3 children on her own in Los Angeles. She worked as an IBM clerk while chasing her dream in theater, and that resilience shaped the warmth she brought to the screen. After The Jeffersons ended, opportunities grew scarce, reflecting an industry that too often turned its back on black actresses as they aged. In 2003, she underwent serious surgery on her carotid artery, which weakened her health. Isabel Sanford died on July 9, 2004, at age 86. Her estate was estimated at about $3 million, largely due to ongoing royalties and the public's unshakable affection for Wheezy. Her story is a testament to how talent and sheer determination can leave a legacy that never truly fades. David Graff as Health Inspector Paul. David Graff was born on April 16, 1950, in Lancaster, Ohio, and by age 49 he took on a funny guest spot in The Parkers as a health inspector. Audiences usually recognized him instantly as Sergeant Tackleberry in the Police Academy films, where he turned a love of law enforcement parody into a household laugh. David was devoted to acting, but real life was rarely so simple. Married to Catherine Graff since 1983, he supported their 2 children with great pride, though the family faced constant financial stress. As the offers grew smaller, David did what so many actors do. He soldiered on, masking worry behind a bright smile and unstoppable work ethic. Tragically, on April 7, 2001, David collapsed from a massive heart attack just hours after attending a family wedding. He was only 50. The shock of losing him so suddenly left fans and colleagues in mourning. His estate was worth about $500,000 at the time, modest for a man who had made so many people laugh. But there was no price on the joy he delivered or the respect he won along the way. Johnny Brown as Man. Johnny Brown, born June 11, 1937, was 66 when he made a short but sweet appearance in The Parkers in 2003, credited simply as Man. Though it was a blink-and-you'll-miss-it role, it was a reminder of a comedy giant. Brown was best known for Good Times, where he played the always hopeful building superintendent Nathan Bookman. A lifelong entertainer, Johnny's voice, facial expressions, and warmth captured hearts in shows like Family Matters and Martin. Off-screen, he found happiness in his marriage to June Brown, lasting over 6 decades. But when Hollywood slowly stopped calling, Johnny faced feelings of invisibility and rejection that weighed heavily on him. On March 2, 2022, Johnny collapsed while leaving a doctor's visit for a pacemaker consultation. He never recovered, passing away at 84. His net worth was never precisely tallied, but he left behind a treasure far greater, a career full of laughter and the respect of colleagues who never forgot how much heart he put into every scene. Jean Sincere as Woman. Jean Sincere Zambello, born August 16, 1919, was 84 when she appeared in The Parkers in 2003 in a tiny role simply labeled Woman. That might sound small, but for Jean, it was one of countless credits in a career spanning nearly 8 decades. From Broadway's Brigadoon to voicing Mrs. Hoganson in The Incredibles, she was always working, always passionate. Jean's personal story was one of quiet dedication. Married to Charles Zambello from 1949 until his passing in 1992, she was shattered by his loss and chose to live in near solitude for many years. Her 2 children, a respected opera director and an art dealer, stayed close, but Jean kept her life simple and private. Age eventually caught up with her. Memory loss in her final years robbed her of recalling many of the roles she once loved. On April 3, 2013, she died peacefully in Los Angeles at 93, leaving behind an estimated net worth of around $250,000, a testament to the realities of working character actors. But her real wealth was the love she had for the stage, which never left her heart. James Karen as Robert Vanlow. Born November 28, 1923 in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, James Karen was 77 when he guest starred in The Parkers in 2000 as Robert Vanlow. Karen was the ultimate that guy in Hollywood, appearing in classics from Poltergeist to Wall Street to The Return of the Living Dead. He had once been married to folk singer Susan Reed, with whom he had a son, though their marriage ended in 1967. In later years, James admitted he felt an ever-present fear of being forgotten, of seeing decades of hard work disappear under the next generation's spotlight. Yet he never truly stopped working, showing up for small roles even in his 80s. James passed away on October 23, 2018, at the age of 94 from natural causes, leaving an estate valued around $1 million. Humble, quiet, and steadfast, he was living proof that you didn't need a superstar paycheck to be a superstar in heart. Robert Doquy as Walter. Robert Doquy, born April 20th, 1934, in Oklahoma, appeared in The Parkers in 2001 at age 67 as Walter, a brief but dignified presence that suited his reputation. Fans loved him for his role as Sergeant Reed in the RoboCop trilogy, where his authoritative style stood out among action legends. Despite that success, Hollywood typecast him repeatedly, and lead roles proved elusive. His marriage to actress Janie Michelle ended in 1978, a painful separation that left a permanent mark. Privately, Robert had been battling chronic lung disease for years, working smaller parts to support himself while hiding his worsening health. On February 9, 2008, he died peacefully in Los Angeles at 73. His net worth was never widely reported, though sources estimated around $400,000. Yet fans will always remember the proud sergeant who held his ground, both on screen and in real life. Terry Rhodes as Reginald. Terry Rhodes was born December 31, 1951, in Phoenix, Arizona. In 2003, at 52, he played Reginald in The Parkers, another one of those quietly effective characters that made the sitcom feel so lived in. Earlier, he'd popped up on Friends, Seinfeld, and Desperate Housewives, always stealing scenes with a knowing grin. Terry's private life was complicated. After divorcing his first wife, Deborah, he found happiness again with actress Lisa Sims, though he regretted not being able to have children with her. That wish stayed with him for the rest of his life. Then came a cruel twist, amyloidosis, a rare disease that attacked his organs. He fought bravely for nearly a year, but could not overcome it. On October 11, 2013, he died at 61, with Lisa by his side. His estimated net worth was roughly $250,000. Modest, yet his impact was measured by how many people remembered his generous, funny spirit. And there you have it. 12 unforgettable stars from the Parkers whose real-life journeys ended far too soon. Behind the comedy, behind the quick one-liners and family laughs, stood people with hopes, heartbreaks, and stories far deeper than any script could capture. Their talent, their courage, and their laughter continue to echo in every rerun, every fan memory, every moment we remember them with a smile. They were more than just characters on a screen. They were trailblazers, survivors, and dreamers who left a mark that still shines today. Which of these stories moved you the most? Did any of them surprise you? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them down in the comments. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another tribute to the icons who made us laugh and made us think. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep celebrating the people who made television history so memorable.